And did you always feel comfortable with that song for yourself?
Not at all, no. My friends didn't really like that song either.
What? We love that song.
Now everyone likes the song.
So what was your favorite taco?
It was like a shaved
Is
pork.
it like a red thing?
Yeah.
Okay, that's called pastor. How many mezcals are we having this conversation with?
5?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So you're a pro.
I was in a court case a couple of years ago, and then I had to give my phone up for them to go through all the messages and stuff like that. And yeah, that was it was like looking back in the time machine. It was really like surreal.
Is it fair to say that one of your great losses is your friend Jamal? And
yeah, of course.
What has that meant to you?
Well, I guess everyone has to go through grief at some point in their life.
So let's talk about play. The fact that you decide to explore all different types of sound, India and Persia.
So I've been sort of all over India now. Every 100 miles, the language changes, the food changes, the culture. It's a great place, great place.
What was the last thing you bought?
I bought C-3PO from the Star Wars films.
Okay, so number one, you just made a taco tour, or what was that?
Yeah, we did a taco tour and then a mezcal tasting.
Okay, I want to know it all.
I'm a little bit mezcaled up at the moment.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I didn't plan to be, and then
so
suddenly...
you're going to be more cooperative.
I guess so, yeah.
Okay, that's great. So what was your favorite taco?
It definitely had beef. No, it had pork in it. It was like a shaved pork.
Is it like a red thing?
Yeah.
Okay, that's called pastor.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
I like that a lot.
And it's very Mexican.
It's the first time I've like properly done it. Last time I played Mexico City, I got taken to like one taco stand, but actually going to visit all of them was pretty cool.
So you had pastor.
I think
I'm sure
I had
you had
everything.
like beef with cheese or something.
Yeah, I had everything.
Can you deal with spicy sauces?
Yeah.
How many mezcals are we having this conversation with?
5?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So you're a pro.
Yeah.
But you had stopped drinking.
I had stopped drinking, yeah. And then I was in Mexico and I had a margarita last night. And my rule for drinking, well, I didn't drink for like 4 months. And then my rule was just like, if it's like feels like an occasion.
There's no better occasion. And you know what? This is something very cool that I'll let you know. So you tell all your friends back in England.
Yeah.
Mezcal is a new denominación de origen. It has just given the name of being exclusive to Mexico, like champagne to France.
Oh.
So that just happened. So tequila already had that.
Yeah, I gotta say, I think I'm more of a tequila fan.
You are?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah?
Mezcal's cool, but I think tequila's more...
Tequila, it's the OG. So, okay, let's talk about...
Bruno?
We don't talk about Bruno, no.
There's a song my kids listen to.
Oh, so how old are your children?
4 and 3.
4 and 3. Girls?
Girls.
Cheers for that.
Cheers.
Cheers for that. 2 girls as well. Is that the end of that? No more reproduction?
Do you know what? We're in a good vibe. We're in a good vibe. I don't know. I always thought I'd wanted more kids, but yeah, I think they always say like that. I've read this online. Apparently, the happiest family unit is 2 girls.
Really?
Apparently.
So we did a good job, both of us.
Apparently so, yeah.
How would you say that fatherhood has changed you?
Well, I think in lots of ways, I was a bit of a maniac in my 20s. I loved like partying all night and I toured a lot. I worked a lot. I think now I've got more of a work-life balance. I never exercised in my 20s. I'm now like gym freak. I go to the gym like fully.
I feel you. I feel you.
I eat really well. I'm usually pretty clean living. Yeah. So I think being a father has definitely improved me as a human being.
You know what I've read about you, and this is a subject that I'm also obsessed with, which is like discipline and the fact that, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you like write like almost every day and you're into writing every week, and this is part of how you structure, you know, your professional life as well.
Yeah, I see it as the same as exercise. It just is something you have to continue doing to let it flow, I think. So yeah, creativity I think is a key part of my world.
But do you think you're better writing today than you were like 10, 15 years ago?
I think it's different. I think 10, 15 years ago, I was very new to it, so I'd be discovering things, but I also like would see more barriers, I think, because I was an acoustic singer-songwriter and I sort of felt like I had to be an acoustic singer-songwriter. I think the older I've got and the more I've travelled and the more musicians I've worked with, the more producers I've worked with, the more sort of different cultures I've worked in, it just, you experiment more, I think, the older you get.
You know what it shocked me, and maybe it's because, like, I didn't know, but, you know, Shape of You, that is, you know, I think it's the third most listened to and seen video on YouTube and Spotify. I think that would be really cool for, you know, all your fans to also know, because maybe they don't, is the Rihanna story behind of it.
Yeah, well, Rihanna's got great taste, so...
What do you mean when you say great taste? She knows how to choose well?
Yeah, and to choose a song like 4 or 5 seconds after Bitch Better Have My Money, or like... She's got very, very good taste, very good taste. So, and within the songwriting community, she's kind of like a beacon of like, we will write songs with Rihanna in mind a lot.
Oh, so, like literally, like songwriters will think,
yeah,
would Rihanna like this? Is this Rihanna proof?
Totally. I think like a lot of the biggest songs in the last 10 years have been written for her in mind and then sung by other people.
Do you know any?
I know for a fact that Sia used to do that quite a lot, and lots of big Sia songs I think were originally with. I mean, Rihanna ended up doing Diamonds in the end, but yeah, I think I don't know. There's loads.
Yeah, but so the Shape of You. So you're writing this song and you're thinking, this is for Rihanna, or will Rihanna like this? You see, I'm saying Rihanna in Spanish. Or will Rihanna like this? Should I show it to her? Should I keep the song? How did that happen? Well,
it originally started as a little mix pitch, and then it sort of morphed into Rihanna. And then it morphed into, there was a band called Rudimental that I was working with, and I was like, maybe it'll work for them and Rihanna. And then the guy that ran my record label at the time was just like, you're crazy, you have to keep this.
And did you always feel comfortable with that song for yourself?
Not at all, no. I didn't really feel comfortable until it was out and I was playing it live. I think I have to play something live to know whether it like is me or not.
Really? But what is it? People's feedback?
No, because even my friends didn't really like that song either.
What? Yeah, we love that song.
Now everyone likes the song, but I was playing Castle on the it was Castle on the Hill or Shape of You as first single, like and I would play the songs to my friends and they would always choose Castle on the Hill.
And then when you started playing Shape of You and you saw, you know, people's reactions, because I love the fact that you love like more intimate settings.
Yeah.
And, you know, I know yesterday you went to El Tenampa in Garibaldi, which is like, you know, a historically, culturally really important place for us because of the mariachis.
Of course, yeah.
Do you know how to say mariachis?
Mariachi, yeah.
Mariachi very well. Rolling that R, and then you went to La Sala de Despecho.
Yeah, which was fun.
What did you do?
Sung some songs. I think it's quite cool that there's just a bar for heartbroken people. I think it's awesome.
Is that the way they explained it to you?
Yeah, just like people that have had their hearts broken, they go and like pour it out in karaoke. I like it.
So those small venues, why is it so great? Because you get that, you know, immediate...
Playing a stadium's awesome, and playing a theatre is awesome, and playing an arena is awesome, and playing a small venue is awesome.
She shares my dreams, I hope someday I'll share her home. I found love.
Just like you have differing food tastes throughout the week, you wouldn't just eat one food for the rest of your life, breakfast, lunch and dinner. I like doing different things as a musician. I like having a bit of variety in my life. As weird as it sounds, playing a stadium every day would get boring after a while. You have to switch it up.
So let's talk about play, because you say, I like variety. And I think that the fact that you decide to explore all different types of sound, Azizam and India and Persia. And explain how this album that I know it's coming out September 12th, am I right?
Yeah.
How did that come about, and how did you decide to go to all these different sounds and places?
It was the producers that I was working with, really. I mean, like Ilya, who made most of the album, is Persian, and Savan, who made most of the album, is Indian. So I sort of was following their cultures, and they were introducing me to different sounds, styles, instrumentations, languages, and I did it a bit on Divide. Like I went and spent a load of time in Ghana on Divide and made some songs for that record in different languages and, you know, Afrobeat and whatever. But yeah, I think I don't know. I think because I come from Britain, Britain's a really, really multicultural place, especially London. Like London, every single street you'll find every single kind of culture of either it's a restaurant or art or history or whatever. It's a very, very multicultural place. So I don't know. I feel like this record was me exploring, well, I guess having my hand taken and being led into people that I loved culture.
But Azizam, which is, what is it? My
dear, yeah.
My dear in Persian. I heard you saying that, you know, it reminds you like the Persian sounds of, what was it, trap?
Trad music, as in like Irish traditional music, yeah. But it's kind of the energy. Like I even found just being here and like hanging out in the mariachi bar yesterday. Like,
yeah,
we have bars like that in Ireland. They look very different, and they obviously have different kind of music, but it's the same feel. And I feel like every country has their own different version of it, you know?
Yeah. And then, you know, let's get a little bit more serious about old phone.
I found my old phone today in a box that I had hidden away. Nostalgia trying to lead me astray. Maybe I'll unwrite some wrong conversations with my dead friends, messages from all my exes. I kind of think that this was best left in the past where it belongs.
When I heard it for the first time, I was like, oh my God, so many of us have been through that. Either it's a phone or like a file fax or an agenda.
Yeah.
Actually, I have a great story I'm gonna share with you.
Do you still use a filofax?
You know what? I still have my filofax, and for some reason, it was in my husband's nightstand.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we don't have secrets between each other, and it was there. And you know, one day he comes to me and says, you know what? I ran into your filofax the other day, and what was wrong with you? Yo, what do you mean? Well, I was reading your calendar, and it was like, I had a fight with him. I'm not going to pick up the phone. Next day, I'm super happy. We talked and everything's fine. Next day, for sure I'm gonna break up with him. And this was like a whole month of my relationships. And my husband is like, is all well with you? Are you fine? Like, what was that?
I feel like that's everyone else's life, isn't it?
Exactly, that's everyone else's life.
Yeah.
Was that your phone?
Yeah, man. My phone from 10 years ago was like, pretty different world.
No,
different
so
world.
you have to tell everybody the story of the phone and why it was away and why you opened it back again and how that happened and what you found.
So I stopped using a phone 2015, started using an iPad with email and just moved away from that. And then I was in a court case a couple of years ago, and then I had to give my phone up for them to go through all the messages and stuff like that. And so I switched it on for that. And yeah, it was like looking back in the time machine. It was really like surreal.
And I know in the song, because you have to listen to the song, he talks about, you know, finding those messages from the exes and from dear friends. And I know that, is it fair to say that one of your great losses is you know, your friend Jamal? And
yeah, of course.
What has that meant to you?
Well, I guess everyone has to go through grief at some point in their life, and that was just my time, I guess, to go through it. But yeah, it's very surreal going through those messages as well.
So it's old phone, so it's Azizam, and then there's plenty more songs. I know you actually finished the record in India.
Yeah.
So fill me in, and I'm actually going to India in September, so.
You're going to love it.
Am I going to love it? Talk to me about India.
Every 100 miles, the language changes, the food changes, the culture. It's a great place, great place. So I've been sort of all over India now. We finished the record in Goa and, you know, had some of the best musicians from around the country come and play on it, and it's great. Got to take my family there and experience it. It was good.
Do you think people are going to adore Play?
I don't know.
Do you actually care?
Of course I care. Yeah, like I wouldn't release it if I didn't want people to like it.
Yeah.
You know, I'd just hold on to it myself and just love it. Of course I care, but it won't take away from like the joy of making it. Like the joy of making it was so fun, and I feel like releasing music I find really it's like the least enjoyable part of my job. The two enjoyable parts are creating music and then playing it live on stage, and you have to release it to play it live on stage. So it's a necessary thing to do, but I don't love putting music out in the world and being like, what do you think? It's not like my favorite thing to do, but as I said, it won't take away from the joy of like creating it.
But haven't you become better about, you know, dealing with people's opinion of what you do or what you write or what you sing or who you are? And
I think it was sort of like from the beginning of my career when I was like 18 was getting a hell of a lot of criticism. And I wouldn't say it's like, I don't mind because I'm putting music out there. Obviously people have to like say what they think, but I still, when you put out music, you still want your fans to like it. So yeah, I hope my fans like it.
Really like it. Well, we'll hear from them for sure. You're a very private person.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, you know, all your fans have heard about that pub that you have at home and that, you know, that not man cave, what do you call it? What is it called?
Catacombs.
The catacombs. I mean, talk to us about, you know, a little piece of your life that maybe few people know that.
I think people know I've got tunnels in my house and fucking pub, and I built a bowling alley, and I don't know. I like that shit. Like, that's like, I like going home and having fun.
But you're a movie person as well.
Big movie person, yeah, big movie person.
I mean,
I literally just watched one on the way here.
What did you watch?
It's called Bull.
Bull?
Yeah, it's a British film. It's actually the second time I've seen it. I don't know why I watched it again today. I just felt the urge, but.
And I know you're a film collector.
Yeah.
And you do that usually on auctions.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with auctions, but I'm an antique collector.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
I know the
What's
thrill.
What's your thing that you sort of specialize in, antique-wise?
I'm obsessed with like plates and antique dinnerware from the 18th century, and I'm willing to go, you know, wherever I have to go to get what I see, and it's usually online.
Do you use it? Will you use the antique plate?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Like, one of the things I do on social media that people go crazy about is I set tables. But what is very funny is that, I don't know if you know this, but this might be a good tip for you. There is an app. It's called Live Auctioneers. And there's like auction houses from all around the world. So you can see what's being sold maybe in Japan.
I feel like that would be dangerous for me.
Oh, no, you have no idea. My husband says, could you please delete that?
Yeah, I think that'd be dangerous.
enough.
So I do the prop store auction once a year, and I'll pick one thing, and I'll...
Well, that's discipline and control. I wish I only did it once a year. This is like every weekend.
I sort of do it. I do it for my birthday. I do it. I'm like on my birthday. It's around my birthday. I'll be like, I'll just choose one thing, and it's usually something cool. It won't be like...
What was the last thing you bought?
I bought C-3PO from the Star Wars films, but it wasn't from like the old Star Wars films. It was one of the ones from the new ones.
But like the
C-3PO, yeah.
And I guess that was not very cheap.
No, it wasn't cheap. No, but
you're proud of it.
I like it. Yeah,
I'm always proud of whatever I buy.
It's in my house.
Doesn't matter the price.
I like it's kind of weird, and it's kind of weird that someone fit in it. That someone actually like, because I look at it, I'm like, I would not fit in that.
So, before I let you go, what's the best thing about your wife? What's the best thing about being married?
Well, it's kind of twofold, because there's the best thing about her. For her, I think she's just like the most wonderful human being inside out. But I think she grounds me, and she makes me as normal as I can be with the circumstances that we're in. And I think, yeah, she's great, and she's just a fantastic human.
So there's one last thing I want you to tell the audience, because on all my platforms, we talk a lot about mental health. And I think that part of my crusade is to be like very open about this. And, you know, the more people go to therapy and are aware of their emotions and work with their past and with their emotional baggage, the better off everybody's going to be. And you've been very vocal about whatever process or struggle or however you want to call it, you've been through. So I think that coming from you, it will be very liberating for everybody else to know that it's okay not to be okay all the time.
Oh, totally. I think it's like, it's human to have ups and downs. And I think you have to like be honest about the ups and downs and not hide them and talk to people about them. And everyone else is going through it. And I think the more that you speak to other people, you realize how normal it is. But it's like, it's not normal to just be always great. It's you know, life's all about peaks and troughs. And it's always important to be brave enough to ask for help. Yeah. Agree? Totally. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks for having me. No, thank you. Nice. Ed Sheeran para todos ustedes.